respected. Let me say a special good morning to Professor KWAME Sebe Yiadom. Professor KWAME Sebe Yiadom. You are watching us this morning and super grateful that you always find the time to watch us. Also, a special good morning to Reverend Father Jojo Jepi Gabra. Reverend Father Jojo Jepi Gabra. You are watching us this morning. A special salutation to you. Most importantly, to all the people who are in Cape Coast in celebration of the Ogwa Fetu Afashe. I would like to say welcome to our region, and we are definitely going to make sure that you have a very wonderful time. Welcome to our region, Asantehene Otumfuo the second. Welcome to our region, and definitely the whole enclave will be enjoying the Ogwa Fetu Afashe, and I will not be left out. I know that some of my friends and colleagues are already there. Kojo Yankson is there, you know, and all the other guys are there. Ridge Royal Hotel, richly inviting, comfortably yours. It's full. I was trying to see if I could get some holes to hide there. I said, no, what's that, mommy? Yeah, Kojo is the chief now. Nana something the first. Mr. Isi is going. I'm sure he will leave today or tomorrow. And Halidu will also go. I know, because the fact that we are campaigning doesn't mean that we cannot take a pause and enjoy. Okay, that's also important. Okay. Hey. Okay, but he doesn't need to launch anything.
Well, it is part of tradition.
It's like he's singing to the choir. Well, Halidu Haruna is a representative from the NDC and he's here seated. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Kwame.
And Mr. George Okambrofu AEC is also here. Good morning.
Good morning.
P.R.O. Nadmo. I trust you well.
I'm good.
It's been a while. Yeah, how's Cape Coast? Are you going to go for the festival?
Still contemplating.
Contemplating.
There are some meetings.
Contemplate, not
there
decide.
are some meetings, and if it's quick, we'll be able to go.
Okay. No, but you have to. You have to. I want to see you there.
You see you.
Because I'm going. Yeah, and you need to welcome me to your... Because I'm from Elmina.
Yes,
you are from Cape Coast.
I know. You know your chief popularized this paluta.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
He's my friend.
You know, Makumbia is like a big brother to me.
Yes.
And he watches my status a lot. And that particular song, I said, I used to play it almost every day. And then he would come and watch. He would come and watch. I knew that he was going to use Asida. And then when it caught fire. When I'm listening to the song, the way I do you like it by force. Anyway, election 2024, 39 pick-up forms to contest presidency, daily analyst newspaper. Step down for failing to deliver on Galamsey promise. Haruna Idris Akufo-Addo. Electoral Commission rejects NDC's request for live telecast of BVR meeting. Live telecast of that would have been awesome, honestly, because of all of these, veiled, in the estimation of the NDC, attempt by the EC to, do some machinations and rig the elections for the MPP. I think it would have been better if there was some live telecast so that all of us can follow the process. But nonetheless, I'm sure in the final analysis they'll be able to deliver what they intend to deliver to the good people of Ghana. Let me remind viewers that we are streaming live on Facebook, facebook.com/Pan-African Television. We are also streaming live on YouTube. So YouTube, you can share your views and your thoughts as well on YouTube. Now, listen, the WhatsApp number is active. Sometimes you send your messages quite late, and so it is practically impossible, or rather very difficult, for me to read them. But today, I promise, if you send them early, I will read them, and make sure that it's tailored to the topics that we have tabled for today's conversation. Sometimes I think some of you watch other TV stations and then you confuse my station with the other stations, and so the messages that are pouring in are not necessarily messages that find expression in the topics that we've tabled. So please, let's not do this today. Let's make sure that your message is aligned to or with topics that we've tabled for our conversation this morning. Mr. Easy?
Also.
Plenty things are happening.
Yeah.
Plenty things are happening. I mean, 38 people we are told, or rather 39 people have picked up forms to contest in the upcoming elections. Look, much as I believe in multi-party democracy, much as I believe that the Constitution must allow for active participation by sane minds, you know, and people who would want to lead the country, I beg your pardon. I also think that, you know, there should be some stringent requirements, you know, that will not allow for people to just take advantage to contest. Because 39 people, challenge, well, I don't know, we're going to waste everybody's time, my brother. And you know, also because we've come to know that some of these people are not necessarily interested in leading anything. They are just using the platform as a means to get money and get support from either political parties or some investors or some, we are even told that use the platform for money laundering, you know. So we must begin to look at it, and if we are building a very serious nation, I think that we must begin to have such conversations.
Council.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to my senior and Honorable Haruna.
Haruna is your senior in Vancouver.
Not in Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
Talking the political arena. And
this man is Jeff.
Office of the Vice President.
He's an old dog. Yeah.
Remember when
you see how life is?
Yeah,
that's why I think I advise people. I say that when you are placed in a position of power, it's a privileged position.
Yeah.
So treat people well. Tomorrow,
he has always been nice.
No, I'm just saying.
Always been nice to us.
You'll be down there, and the person that you look down upon will be the one up there.
Telling me that you have tried. If you were to have misconducted yourself, you will find yourself wanting as you are in a position. Because you have to come to the level of the people. I mean,
some people raise themselves.
What is that? You call them, they don't think they will tell your call.
Haruna will be in his big car that he rode down with you. He knows me at the other side.
Sometimes pleasant tricks, you know.
Yes. So this is just
we are one people.
These politicians don't make politics attractive.
Some people are also really good. Like his namesake, Haruna Idris.
So even in your party, I can speak very highly of Samuel.
A couple.
This health minister.
Okoboy, yes.
A fantastic guy.
Hanan.
Bavasto.
Yes.
David Asante. You know, he's been picked to represent in Koko.
Oh, fantastic.
I understand the candidate is not too well.
Oh, so too bad.
Okay.
But David David was actually my senior in tech.
Oh, okay.
So I know David a lot. He was ex-assistant president at one point. Yeah, we campaigned for him.
He's done the publishing house.
Yeah, he actually read publishing at tech.
Okay. So he just knew what he was doing.
So there was David, there was Maximus, there was Prosper, who is now with the NDC.
Yeah.
After Prosper, I even created a song for him for his campaign.
Okay.
So after Prosper, me and him, were very close.
Yeah.
You know, so the young guys must make politics attractive.
Yeah. We are.
What is there?
We are just free.
You call him, you don't pick. You don't return your call. You send messages, you don't respond. What is it? How busy are you? Are you saying that you are busy that you don't even eat?
You know, sometimes you get asking. You get about 500 missed calls. It's not easy. Yes.
No, but there are some basic principles. In fact, Professor, what made Professor most outstanding was
I'll
that.
tell you why I like JM.
Yes, Prof, if you called him when he was alive and he was unable to pick, late in the evening when he retired to his residence, he goes through and he will return. And so he picks basic information from the people on the ground. And so if you are a minister, you come to him.
I'll tell you something. And this is the reason why I like JM personally. It's not because of, because when he was president, we used to chat on WhatsApp all the time.
Yeah.
Because I had a civil society organization at the time, Center for Social Justice. you know, and you know, we used to chat like, oh, hi Kwame, how are you? Like, you know, you send me a message. At the time, I think the 2-4 was celebrating whether his 25th anniversary, something like that, or 10th.
Because
I remember in Kumasi,
is just recent.
in Kumasi 10th. I remember this thing very well. I called him, he didn't answer. Then he leaves me a WhatsApp. He says, oh, Kwame, I'm at the airport. I'm going for 2-4's 10th anniversary. Let's connect when I come back. Yeah. Since then,
yes,
president too. Yeah. President. Imagine the number of calls he will get.
Yeah, humans before.
We are humans before. And we all get calls, but at least return them. Anyway,
you just make the effort.
Make the effort.
Yeah, the pressure is there, but
you won't
just
die.
make the effort.
And even if you call you and make demands, if you have, you have. If you don't have, you don't have.
Exactly. When people contact me and I'm not able to, I'm just so stressed. Let's go to a point and say no.
No, but Kwame,
if you don't have, tell them.
Kwame,
give you time.
There are people, for instance, like me, if you ask something I'm unable to give you, I get a bit worried because I have been in that position before.
It depends on the relationship with the person.
Yes.
So, for instance, if a very close friend of mine calls me and asks for, let's say, 5,000 cedis, and I don't have it, and I have 1,000 cedis, I will give him the 1,000 cedis and tell him that, Masa, I don't have the 5,000, but at least I have some 1,000 that I can give to you. Yeah. If I don't have at all, I'll tell you that Charlie, today
Charlie. No, but both sides, there are fantastic people, fantastic understanding people.
There are some very fantastic people in MPP that, you know, I really, really, really admire. I will be very sincere and honest.
The most fantastic DMB.
I've not met DMB. And this thing that I'm talking about, it's not by reason of... No. It's not engagement.
And politics. Sometimes personal relationship is very important. It's very important.
Because, you know, since I engaged Alan Shemanton, I've developed some likeness with him.
It's nice. Kennedy Japan, nice. Right. Cool,
Right.
Anyway,
let's proceed.
39 individuals and political parties are picked from. I understand. Sorry, good morning to our viewers as well. I understand 12 political parties and then 27 individuals have picked from. That's the beauty of democracy. We cannot approbate and reprobate. If we say we are going democratic, we should open the space for people to participate.
What kind of democracy?
Participate because no, I agree with you. But the moment you begin to do that, those restrictions.
When I was listening to Paul Kagame, they had this conference in China, and he made a very profound statement that resonated with my heart and with my mind. And he said that, look, democracy is not a one-size-fits-all process. You must identify your values, your culture, and your system as a nation. And then you include the practices or the elements of it that will fine-tune your values and culture for the benefit of the people. So if your democracy does not serve the interests of the people, it's no democracy at all. Anyway, proceed.
Yeah, so as I was saying, we cannot approbate and reprobate. Once we've decided to take the democratic course, let's stay the course. But let's have ways. The political parties have internal mechanisms to ensure that there are certain things. It's not everything that we say, let's go for primaries and co. It's all part of the democracy that we are talking about. If there's negotiation, if there's a conciliatory statement, if there's some ways to ensure that we can talk to people to, you know, accept a certain move, and then to cut down issues of voting a certain. It's part of the democracy. You get it. So we will accept that. 27 individuals going as presidential candidates. Well, it's within their rights. You know, independent candidates don't need to have offices and all that. So they have the right to go. Once they meet the minimum criteria by the Electoral Commission, they qualify, and they can go and do their campaign till 7th when the Ghanaian people will decide. And out of these 27, I think we have about 3 or so serious candidates therein. Nana Kwame Bediakon, Alan Chematin, and then I think there's a third person forgotten. They show seriousness so far. And the political parties, I think we have the two strongest political parties, the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress. And the others, you know, so I understand some are. Today is, what, 6? And they are yet to pick their flag bearer. And I understand CPP picked yesterday. Cool. Yes, yes, a woman, Nana Kusia Sapon, or something. Yes. Your friend, right?
Pardon?
She's the flag bearer. Yes, she's the flag bearer.
That's a party in here.
So, you know, we're running 9 things begin and then, you know.
A statement against your comment. CPP.
Why?
So when is our friend going to be elected? Yes.
Belamona,
I've read yesterday that they disqualified.
It's not true.
Hey, you can disqualify.
How can you disqualify a former chairman of the party?
Yes, he is Bernard Mona.
Because he's the only person who has been PSC program. Yes. In the last 2 elections.
Yes, yes. So we wish them well. But I think that is okay. The political party angle, once we will pray that they meet the criteria. There was this argument when I was on another platform and it was raised. One of the Alan Chematin boys said the independent candidates have not been given the register and all that. And I thought we should address that.
They shouldn't be discriminated against.
No, there's no discrimination, Council, because as of now, the Electoral Commission system doesn't know any independent candidate. Kwame, the Electoral Commission system doesn't know any independent candidate.
Yeah.
But the Electoral Commission system knows the political parties.
By the way, your presidential candidate sent me a message yesterday.
Wow.
And I'm surprised. I was wondering how he got my number.
Don't worry. But he's a digital man. No, but you see, there's a database.
Data protection is very important. You know, data protection. You can't violate my privacy.
Yeah, but we also get those things from business loan, whatever.
I will sue Baumia because an MTN.
You cannot sue. You can sue
MTN. I'll sue MTN. Because is that you know my first name, my spiritual name is Elijah.
Okay.
Dear Elijah, join me on Friday, 6th September 2024.
My daughter got
as the possibility bus arrives in the Ayawaso West constituency.
Yeah, this is your
I will visit Santana Market, Okpunglu, Nimpasem, and Baoleshi. I look forward to sharing the bold solutions for the next chapter of Ghana with you. It is possible, Dr. Baumia. Yeah, so if you want to share it with me, come on my show. Let me grill you small.
He has signed his rep to be on your show. Anyway, proceed. That's okay. So the political parties, the independent candidates, they need to be recognized by the Electoral Commission system. And when that recognition is done, then the EC can now give them every document and information that they need to be able to function in their capacity as candidate. Because if they've not filed, the EC doesn't know them, but they see them outside and co. They cannot just call them and give them the register. Yes. Otherwise, I, George, will also go that I need the register because I aspire to be.
How much are they paying again for to pick a form?
I've forgotten. 100,000. Okay.
Cities.
Yes. And then the filing.
And then the filing is what you're saying.
The filing.
No, that's the filing fee.
Oh, the filing fee.
Yeah, they're picking the form. When you pay to pick the form,
the payment to pick the form, I think is 20,000.
20. Okay.
Oh, then this one.
Then the filing is good.
Then this one, this one I'll be contesting as an independent candidate.
So you also go.
I'm going to add to the numbers.
So Kwame, that is it. So I've heard some of them say it's not fair, but this is the truth. From 9th, once you go into the system, the EC system will recognize you. Then they will begin to engage you.
All right.
And then the political parties, they have registered, they renew their whatever from time to time, so they are recognized by the system. So they can call them anytime. They don't care who their flag bearer or leader is. The party is, they will deal with the party. then later when they pick the form for the process. It's too much, 39, but hey, we need to deal with it. Some are looking at the ballot paper.
It will get to 100.
Don't worry. And in all, there's a 2 front runner contest in all.
Yeah.
In all, to every election.
Alan Temante will give you a run for your money.
To every election, there's a 2 front runner contest. That's all.
All right. Let me say a special good morning to Pastor Agbenyo. Pastor Agbenyo, you are watching us this morning. A special good morning to you, Pastor Agbenyo, who is my neighbor at Abom Junction. Good morning to you. I trust you are well. All right.
Thank you very much. Let me say good morning to my your viewers.
Yeah.
And say thank you to your production team and yourself. It's been long that I have been here. Let me take a few of your minutes to thank that is Chief Mohammed Kabiru Kadiri English. This afternoon he is going to install my auntie as a development chief.
Oh, fantastic. Who's your auntie?
Ajia Nafisa.
Oh, Ajia Nafisa
Amadu. Yes, Ajia Nafisa. Yes, Ajia Nafisa Amadu Yankini.
Oh, fantastic.
He's going to be installed today afternoon around 2 o'clock at the palace in Kauli. We are most grateful to him, together with his council, for the honor done us, and recognizing her role as a woman within a community who has contributed her quota to the development of the community. Certainly, recognizing her is we are not going to take it for granted. We are most grateful, and this afternoon we'll be meeting there to witness the ceremony. Having said that, 39 citizens of Ghana, they want to lead the republic and run the administration to ensure that indeed they make life better for the Ghanaian people. I think that once we have decided to practice what we call multi-party democracy, individuals who are citizens and are qualified and meet the criteria according to the constitutions for our republic, once you have the means, nothing bars you from presenting yourself. But you see, when you have a situation where so many people appears to express interest in leading, it presupposes they've reflected on previous leadership in our country.
Absolutely.
I have no doubt that this number of people have realized the abysmal performance of the current leadership, and they think that if given an opportunity, they can do better than what is going on now. There's one of the independent candidates who contested as independent candidate, parliamentary candidate in my constituency, Ablikuma Central, the Apia Dankwa guy. He contested the last election, and he couldn't even cross 2% of the vote. If within a constituency you are unable to get 2%, and you think that the entire country will entrust you, and sometimes I shudder to agree with the notion that some people just wanted the fame, and they take advantage of this process, and they want to make the name. Some may have some ulterior motive, etc. But there are genuine ones who indeed have the quality and they want to lead, given the opportunity. You recall in 2007, when John Agyekum Kufuor was exiting, the number of people who presented themselves to be elected as a flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, about 16 or 17 of them. And they have been that thinking that probably the Kufuor administration or leadership has been so lowered that others believe that if Kufuor was able to do it, they can do better than him. And I shudder to see that the same scenario is playing out, because President Akufo-Addo, in fact, under the Fourth Republic, I can confidently, without any fear of contradiction, that he's the worst president ever. in this country. This is a man who has made series of promises. Implementation becomes a charade. This is a man who does not have principles. In fact, I recall when he made a comment that about the cedi depreciation. He said 1 cedi, $1, and that under President Kufuor, but under JM 1 cedi, 3 cedis. And he made a profound statement that if it was him, he would have resigned and apologized to the people of this country. Today, he found himself at the presidency where $1 is to 16 cedis. He's not apologizing, neither is he resigning. So that principle, that people who listen to him on the basis of that voted for him, certainly sitting back and watching him, will end up or will conclude that this is a man who doesn't believe in what he says. You see, you don't just make a pronouncement where you don't believe in it. You must be a man of conviction. And I think that this president has lost every thing that you can use to describe a man of conviction. He doesn't have any. And so I am not surprised many citizens of this country, 39, under the Fourth Republic, this is the highest ever to be registered. And it's because of the abysmal performance of the Akufo-Addo government. They are a government of talkatives, but they do nothing. And so I am not surprised. But listening to the EC justifying why the register hasn't been released to independent candidate, and my good brother here has also alluded to the fact that the system doesn't identify or the system doesn't know the independent candidates, and therefore it is unable to make provisions. We are growing as a democracy. It's important we reflect and then we fashion a law so that at least it will take care of some of these inadequacies, so that nobody will think that one group of people are favored against another. The political parties, yes, but the same law also recognizes independent parliamentary candidate or independent presidential candidate. So it's important as we grow in our democracy, we look at that and then remedy the lacuna in our law where the independent candidates are not recognized. We should make a provisions that will recognize them, so that at least day one, when somebody is declared to contest independent, he will be given all the leaders' support that he requires to also be able to checkmate the EC. And at least at the end of the day, if he wins, fine. If he doesn't win, he will not accuse the EC for unfair treatment.
Real Ghana on Facebook says, good morning to you, KOD, and your able panelists, most especially Alhaji Halidu, watching you live from Lagos, Nigeria.
Wow.
KOD, this is unacceptable, EC. These political parties, apart from NDC, MPP, PNC, and CPP, the rest are non-existent and should not be recognized and considered a political party. Prohibit all these mushrooming parties and individuals with no nationwide representation be stopped immediately. We need to sanitize the Electoral Commission electoral system. We need to sanitize the EC electoral system. Candidates with no over 2,000 signatures should not be entertained. With the abysmal and shambolic performance shown by Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, now everybody, including the Donko, feels they can be president and even do far better. That is what is happening now in Ghana.
So JM did it wasn't good. That's why
Mohammed Miss Bahudin. Mohammed Miss Bahudin. Kwame, long time. It's been long since I saw Haruna Halidu, who is another good communicator of NDC. Mohammed sent in this one. And Mr. Galamsey, you see, he's a good communicator, but he has joined the wrong political party. Mohammed Intechima.
Is he so?
Rekubu said, Kyodi Esquire, are you still in shock that CPP blackballed lawyer Yawanochi for Kuma and Bernard Mona is disqualified too?
This Bernard Monate.
Anoche, I listened to the CPP election. I listened to Anoche.
No, so they've actually voted.
They voted.
Yes.
And then,
voted. What?
yes, they voted. I think the weekend. And then Anoche lost, and he refused to congratulate the winner. And he has given an indication of him going independent. You see, these are some of the things that weakens the CPP. If you see, in an election, so many things happen.
Yeah, let me tell you.
And so, but when you go and you,
Honorable Halidu Haruna,
Yeah.
I will blatantly, without recourse to adverse opinion, okay, say that the CPP ought to behave civilly. Because you see, you are a party that is under the rocks and you need saving. So if you need saving, you must conduct yourself in a manner that will give the average young Ghanaian some form of confidence that even though we have a problem with the duopoly, there's the possibility that if you do your things right in your party, we will give you the chance. I don't know if Mr. Isi, I'm speaking your mind, but if you conduct an election that potentially will create some unrest by reason of the deliberateness on the part of some people to give the leadership of the party to somebody, then obviously there will be problems.
I agree, but I'm saying that,
don't know what is wrong with
I'm
the
saying
party,
that when you are contesting also,
my CPP,
I
should have contested. I'm serious. It's not a funny matter. No, I think I should have contested because you remember Moses Ambing told me that Kwame, you should come and contest. I think I should have listened to him.
You should have.
I should have listened to him.
Yes, so that at least you may have even nominated me as your running mate.
Oh no! I would have given you the Minister for Information if I want. But the truth is that I think TPP has very discerning minds who are willing to support the party. But because of all these internal, rancors and disagreements and things like that, nobody is really interested.
I think that the self-interest appears
it's
to
too
be
much.
And so the greed, and people are not willing to let go. So
put Adria Hamdatu on the line. Look for her number and put her on the line. I want to speak to her.
So Anoche is saying he's going independent.
Why is he going independent? If you disagree, go to court.
Yes.
No?
He was asked about it. He said no, he's not going. He will never do that. But he's serving Ghana, and so he will be on the ballot. So he's going to add to the number, the 39. So if Anoche should 40. Pick a form, so it will be 40.
Kwame is also considering.
Most will not fire.
Yeah, the difficulty will be how to get the signature on your form, and sometimes some of them sit in the comfort of their bedroom and be filling the forms thinking that there will be no verification. That's once you have a very lazy EC, some are likely to go through.
Oh no, nobody has been able to go.
Anyway,
those who do that, nobody. Has always said.
I said some are likely to go through.
They won't.
Depending on, and do you know that this sometimes too there's so much machination in respect of these numbers. I recall when I was the candidate in 2016, the parliamentary candidate in Ablekuma Central.
Yeah.
A very prominent individual, he's not a member of the NDC, called to advise that I should look within the MPP, somebody who is known, and then I should support him and finance him to go independent within the constituency, so that it will influence or reduce the vote of the MPP if I want to win. Now, I actually decided to partake in political party process, not because of my personal interest or need. I have the feeling and belief that I have something to offer to the people, particularly the community where I was born. I grew up there seeing poverty, abject poverty. I have seen pain. I've gone through, I have experienced it. I'm a living witness of how difficult it is to grow within that community. And so, having had the opportunity, I felt that no, at least with that experience and expertise, I can help in helping to get most of these young men out. And there are potentials within that community, very young men and women who have the potential, but only that sometimes the level of poverty there and lack of care causes them to drop out. And those are the reasons for me. So I did not want, in 2016, when somebody suggested to me that, oh, I can do this for you, I said, no, I will not do that. People have come to influence that, oh, let's just pretend and mimic Rolly's voice to tell delegate that it's Rolly's who is there. I say, I won't do that.
Which party is Progressive Alliance for Ghana?
This is the first time I'm hearing this.
A lot of parties.
A lot of parties.
Progressive Alliance.
I agree with the text that we said that if you don't have party offices across the country, with about
the NPP, as part of their operations, they do some of these things to also go to EC when we are meeting IPAC.
Yeah.
These mushrooms parties will go and not disrupting. When they talk of voting, that is why if you observe the Mensa administration, the moment they go, okay, let's put it to voting. And because these mushroom parties are aligned to the government of the day, they will vote in support of the. And then you see Electoral Commission issuing statement that the political parties have agreed.
Good morning to Professor Kwame Sebe Iyadom. You are watching us this morning. Good morning to you, sir. I trust you are doing very, very well. KOD, Esquire. Are you still in shock that CPP blackboard lawyer Yamachi for Kuma and Bernard Mona is qualified to? Don't forget, there are a lot of moles in CPP since time immemorial. Many were blaming Sami and Kroma for that after their election. Call Hadia Hamdatu. I said put Hadia Hamdatu on the line. I want to speak to Hadia Hamdatu or Yiriman Bomosi Zambin. I want to understand what is going on in the party. I want to understand.
You are a member, you don't know what is going on.
But call your boss too. You can put your boss on the line.
My boss.
But you are a member of the CPP.
My boss is not in Ghana.
No, but anywhere you are. You are watching them across Africa.
Kwame, you are a member of the CPP. It means that you are not an interested party. You don't appear to be interested in the activity.
Who will be interested in this party?
Well, I'm an NDC man, but how did I know that the CPP conduct their election?
So maybe you have an interest. You followed. Maybe you followed. You see, the thing is that the way the party has degenerated, people are not interested.
Except that you need to be.
I told my good friend, Lawyer Jantua, to go and contest.
Yeah.
And he said no.
Oh, Lawyer Jantua won't contest. He
said no.
He doesn't have time.
People called him to contest. He didn't. He said no.
No.
So if you Kwame, you are here. Your boss, Lawyer Jantua, all of you are refusing to go and contest. Sami Nkrumah, Grey Street.
It's not everybody that has the courage to present himself, because you see, you need to have a heart. I made this statement in Para some time ago that to be a politician and a successful one, you need to have a heart of a gambler. And somebody was laughing and said, what do you mean? A gambler, because politics is just like a gambling. You sink in so much money, at the end of the day, whether you either lose or win. And so if you don't have that heart to accommodate loss, you are going to be in crisis. Yes, I am telling you. So it's not everybody that you may see the person having all the credentials, the qualities, but if you don't have the heart to accept defeat, and you join, you'll be in trouble.
Well, they say politicians are like condoms. They are of use to you. You are of use to them when they need to use you for a process. And after they are done with you, the dustbin will be your sleeping place. Some
politicians.
Anyway, let me go for this quick commercial break. When I return, we will look at the other issues, which has got to do with what Haruna Idrisu has been saying relative to Galamsey and its debilitating effect. Stay with us. It's still Good Morning Africa. Don't move with myself.
Afi Ugwafi Tafisha Easy, na Dobe Shronkon, na says the Ridge Royal Hotel Kanwa, na Waye dead do. Ridge Royal Hotel, your official hospitality friendly facility for Festival Fashion 2024. Mogwa man Afishia Pa. Afishia, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner buffet Baya with Dawa. To the Ridge Royal Hotel. Order your bites, pizzas, sandwiches, pancakes, and special cuisines by our international chefs and have it delivered at your doorstep. Join us for the best music, drinks, and ambience at our pool bar and lounge as we meet friends, family, and loved ones this festive season. Ogwazi, we love our tradition, and our hospitality trademark is Ridge Royal Hotel. Call us now on 031-2003-222 or 050-1672-908. Locate us at 2nd Ridge Cape Coast or visit www.ridgeroyalhotel.com.gh. Official poll. Ridge Royal Hotel, richly inviting, comfortably yours.
Fix My Ride Company Limited makes customers feel good and proud. Fix My Ride Company Limited has experts who fix accident cars, making them look like brand new cars. They provide services such as engine tuning, overhauling, body works, oven spraying, air conditioning service, upholstery, electrical works, automatic gearbox repairs, maintenance, and all general car servicing. Fix My Ride Company Limited also has towing cars to tow cars from customers at no cost, as well as giving customers cars to use when their cars are involved in an accident. Thinking about fixing your old car or selling it? Just give us a call. Locate Fix My Ride Company Limited adjacent the Accra Academy School on the Odoko Police Quarters Highway, Atiko Junction, behind the Golf Filling Station, Kadeshi Odoko Highway in Accra. Call us on 0303-944-880 or 020-222-766 or 0540-556020 or visit our website fixmyridegh.com. Fix My Ride. We own the finishing.
Hey. Bama na niema wo de good trouble so di na wiam ye. Me niema 1212 na me se me twa apesika bia to me botomu. Eni se machine wo wia so a how much krobia mu same. I don't want to tomami.com ka. Eno so ni den. A free classified website a ubi bia opese wo ton bia. Say ye car, TV, fridge, fan, computer, asase kwa na opese wo ton a. Fa to tomami.com. Eti woni we nyina na wan kan kire me. Me ye ni den na me so me dia to go. Eno ane se wo fa mobile phone na. We log in www.tomami.com. Tomami.com. Now we take a picture of item now person will turn. Now we do price. Eshon. Unia me dance. Me de me niema na ekwa to tomami.com. Tomami.com. A free classified website that we do bia person will turn bia. Enya the two of it. Show. No be able to. A classic.
Stay with Fresh Good Month. Prepare for hydration.
The law is pertinent to every aspect of our lives, and so lawyers must not be the backup plan for the rainy day only.
Nothing received from a client should be put in a lawyer's personal account until such time that the money has actually been earned.
It is very dangerous to perpetuate the theory that it is narcotics that leads to crime increase.
The relevance of the law cuts across our business, social, and family transactions. Doubt this?
You can't borrow from somebody who's your client. That would lead to a conflict situation. And that's something that as a lawyer you must jealously guard when you are representing a client.
You have to register your Mohammedan marriage within 7 days?
Within a week of the celebration of the marriage.
So if you don't register it, it's not a valid marriage. Journey with our Law Express panel every week as we confirm the place of the law in our everyday transactions.
Under etiquette rules, a lawyer can terminate for non-payment of fees. So basically, if you don't pay your fees, a lawyer has a right to terminate your engagement.
Welcome back. You are still watching the Friday edition of Good Morning Africa, live on your #1 station, Pan African Television. I said I was going to get Hajia Hamdatu on the line. We want to speak to her on the CPP election. Is Hajia on? Or she has refused to speak to us? Hello, good morning, Hajia. Is she on? She's not on. Okay. Mr. Isi. Galamsey.
Yeah, thank you. Before I disagree with Honorable Haruna that Nanado's government is the worst. It's one of its phenomenal achievements. The NDC did research. We're trying to associate themselves with it. The free SHS, that they brought it and all that. Because their research told them that's the most popular policy.
Who told you we don't need any research?
We are in the free. So that's why JM is doing everything to associate himself with the free SHS. But hey, the Ghanaian know well this government's phenomenal achievement. Days that will talk about achievement. Hey, JM doesn't come anywhere to 25% of Manas and another Umia's achievement. Now the Galamsey fight.
Okay, sorry to truncate your chain of thought. Hajia, good morning.
Good morning. Fine.
How are you, Hajia?
I'm very fine, and you too?
We can't complain, no, Hajia. So take us through what happened. I'm told the CPP has elected a flag bearer.
Yes.
Please, who is that?
So there's no paper in front of you?
No, I've not seen it. It's not in the news. I've not, respectfully, I wouldn't ask you.
Really?
Yes, I've not seen it.
Let me say good morning to our cherished viewers out there.
Right.
And then good morning to...
Producers, increase the volume small.
Good morning to members of the Convention People's Party.
Okay.
We went to Congress to elect our flag bearer and, for that matter, some amendments in our Constitution. If you recall, the owners, that's the founding fathers of the party, appointed an interim committee to see to the day-to-day activities of the party, just like the leadership. So, we don't have leadership. So now we went to Congress for some kind of amendment so that Congress will mandate. We first went to NEC in Kumasi and then took the proposals there. And then it was approved by NEC, subject to approval by Congress too. So the amendments were tabled at the various centers of the Congress. And then there was a referendum to have one separate congresses in the 16 regions, and secondly, the amendments, and for that matter, the proposal from NEC, which is the current interim committee that was appointed by the Council of Elders and owners of the founding fathers, are now the leadership of the party, which we have Wing Commander Sobojo as the chairman now of the Convention People's Party with 16, and which I'm a member. So we put things together and went to Congress. And then the Congress decided on Nana Saponkumankuma as the flag bearer of the CPP.
How many people voted?
There were two contestants. In fact, the turnout was very low because we're expecting about 2,500, but only 1,300 and something came to vote. So
what do you think accounted for the low patronage?
Well, I can't best tell because before that we did some auditing. The director of operation, Yilmambu, went to all the regions to do some kind of auditing because we couldn't do the constituency or regional elections due to some challenges that were facing the party. Because when the then leadership were elected, you know what happened. I don't have to repeat it. They couldn't organize even one constituency election, no regional elections. That's why the founding fathers of the party decided to give this party to an interim body, the independent body, which is now the leadership of the party. So we conducted an election, and based on the outcome, the one who won had about 763, followed by the person who was second because there were only two. He had 586. So Anasa Ponkumankuma was declared as the winner. So you know how it is.
Is she the embattled Nana Yasa Ponkumankuma, the one who had, I think, an issue with the party?
Yes.
The dethroned chairperson of the party?
Yes, that same person.
and the party organized a congress.
Yes.
And the party again decided that they were going to make her.
Well, as somebody would say, a higher point, we have gone past there. We have now got a flag bearer. So whether...
Okay. Let's look at, because you see, in politics, the excesses of your flag bearer will always come to play in the event that there are conversations about her competencies, his or her competencies. Now, let's look at Nanaya Asapon Kumankuma. Do you think that she has what it takes to take the CPP to victory?
Well, she said she has what it takes. That's why the delegates voted for her. So how can I assess her?
Your personal view.
I don't have a personal view when there's a collective view.
Adia, on that note, the lawyer yields. I'll leave it here. We will engage further on this matter. But
by grace. Next week, inshallah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Have a nice day. Bye. Bye. Adia, experienced politician. That was a smart answer. How can I have a personal view? Oh my goodness. All right, let me say, proceed, please.
Yeah, on the Galamsey.
But comment on this briefly before you go.
I think Hajia is an experienced politician, very passionate CPPist, and lawyer Jantua and co. So I felt they should be in the throes of the leadership of CPP. But she, we said Hajia is an experienced person. So yeah, I know you are a smart person. You wanted to call her. She was able to extricate herself, and then you had to yield. You didn't have a choice.
No, they keep you. Say they keep you. That's it. We fought. They keep you.
Your worship at this juncture. So, but I think CPP must actually do their homework well. I think when she was talking, Honorable Haruna said something that they said they have not done their left from the base up to the top, and Honorable Haruna was talking about constitutional matters. Yeah. And so, how can you build a strong, structured party without the basis being that solid? You get it? And so I think they need to do a lot of homework. A lot of homework must be done. And you even said that the person they have chosen is an embattled individual when she was in the leadership of the CPP. And so I think they should come home and do their homework very well. Otherwise, going into this election, it looks like they are not well prepared and ready to take up the challenge of leadership of the country. They must do a lot more.
Indeed.
Yes.
Let's go to Galamsey. I mean, Galamsey is the most biggest issue in Ghana.
Oh, yeah. The Galamsey fight is really being challenged. I disagree with people who say it's failed. It's been challenged. There are difficulties about it. The president indeed put his presidency on the line. And people keep saying it today that the president put his presidency on. Yes, he did. And the Ghanaian people saw the fight and the battle and thought the president, as of 2020, his way of handling the Galamsey issue was on course. Okay? And so that is how come they renewed his mandate. Otherwise, if you are still saying that the president put it, his presidency is no more on the line because he put it on the line for the next election. In any event that his performance to you is not satisfactory, you whip him out. But the Ghanaian decided, no, the course of the fight was good, so let's renew the mandate. And so that is it. And thereafter, there's been challenges with the Professor Frimpong Boate's reports and agreement, disagreement. Members of Parliament were seriously indicted. Some individuals who are legal people who, on behalf of their clients, called to find out certain information and they were lumped up as people involved. I'm talking Gabia Asayo Chidako being accused by Professor Frimpong Boateng because he called to find out his client says he's a legitimate miner and yes, small-scale miner, and yet they are, you know, stopping them from doing their what's happening because legally they qualify to go to their concession and do their work. Then you box him amongst people who are doing Galamsey. It's not been fair on that score. So let's look at it. Right. I think we are not doing well, all of us, in the fight against Galamsey, KWAME, because I traveled to Takoradi last 2 weeks, you know, for the launch of our manifesto, and I've been to places beyond Takoradi, and I've seen the Pra River on Beposo. It doesn't look good. I've seen the Ankobra. It doesn't look good at all. And because now people are doing direct mining in the water bodies. The samphires are being put on the water. And yet we are looking on and letting this go. I've gone to Chebi, I school there. So I went there. When I was growing up, I used to drink from the brim directly. Okay, but today, yes, today you can't fetch water from the brim and say you want to, you're thirsty, you want to use leaves, you know, sometimes you can do that. You can do that. And it's not funny anymore. I think, and this is affecting our water production by the Ghana Water Company. The Director General for Ghana Water Company, Dr. Clifford Brymer, is said it, and I agree with him. He said, you know, he thinks it's time a special task force, the military, the police, special ops, dedicated to the protection of our water bodies. We should do that. You know, some have made the argument, Galamstop 1, Galamstop 2, what happened and co. And I've said, as a political party and a government, after Galamstop 1, 2, we need to pause and reflect and see, are we fighting the right way? Because it doesn't look like we are succeeding. Okay, and so we need to reflect and see, appraise ourselves and see, okay, what's the way? With the use of force and co doesn't yield because there's the collaboration by local people and the people involved in the Galamsey activities, right? There's community mining we set up and co. Yes, which is supposed to be an alternative livelihood, this thing for the people, the land reclamation process, all these things have been put in place, but we're still where we are. So what do we do? And that's where Dr. Baumia's vision going forward comes in. He says that we need to get the places where the minerals are directly by empowering the geologicals, the Ghana Geological Survey Authority to be able to properly do the assessment and identify where the minerals are, and then we will not be doing this try and error mining again. So when a concession is given you, you know that the minerals are here. That's where you're going to focus on. And then this government's bringing in of the gold catchers and co, which is going to stop the use of mercury and other things to catch the gold and all that. So these are ways that we need to go. And he's talked about also getting the minerals mining bank to support mining in Ghana, which is good. So these are the ways. By doing that, we are going to stop completely the arresting of excavators and all that, because we're going to be involved in responsible mining. But as of now, Council, it's difficult. And another point I need to put in, Kwame, if you are fighting and a major political party, which is the opposition party, the leading party, is seen openly going to the pit side and telling people there that when we win, we will let you continue, and bringing a top person in the mining arena, Tony Obbins, present there, telling this is the man who has been in charge of the mining arena. So when we come, you know, I'm referring to Kwaku Boahim's video with people, big people, including Dr. Tony Obbins, one of the people I respect in this country so much. Okay, they were there. I have the thing here. Okay, so how can you progress? Because there should be that unity of purpose against this canker which is affecting all of us. Last one. When the flag bearer His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is openly heard saying that when he wins, okay, before the 2020 election, he was going to release anybody that has been convicted on illegal mining reasons or whatever. Does that portend good tidings for the fights? Okay, it's like there's a section that disagrees. Already there are people who are in the local area who feel they earn their living through doing this illegal mining. Okay, there's an alternative which is legal concessions given for mining. Why aren't we going to focus on that? And then the illegal things. But the issue is, Council, when we started this whole fight, we banned small-scale mining. You remember that?
I do remember.
And the water bodies were clean.
Well, started.
Yes. When we had to, and to be honest with you, I had a student then in Infanspem. One student approached me and said, you know, he knows I'm a party person on communication. He said, my father is a small-scale miner. Most time when I was coming to school, it was difficult for me to even get transportation to school because people have stopped them from working. I said, okay, you know, it's because of ABC. He said, yes. So when are you lifting it? I said, oh, they will review it and they will lift it. So yeah, we are suffering. Say, you know, he's a legitimate licensed miner. I said, yes, but we need to look at it before those things. So it affected people. And when we had to lift the ban for them to go back, the illegal miners have also taken advantage. I mean, who buys the gold from the Galamsey guys? Who buys it from them? So definitely the small-scale miners' interest is also there in the illegal miners' work. Okay? So these are challenges that, and since then, you know, last I saw a video recently with the champagnes by the water bodies. They are just there. Okay? Why? I think we need to wake up. Otherwise, very soon we'll have challenges.
I don't like to circle back.
Yes.
You know, when I'm advancing progressive arguments. Yeah. But sometimes it's important to draw lessons from it.
Yes, it's important.
In 2017, 2019, 2020. 2017, Operation Vanguard.
Yeah.
2019, Operation Galamsey.
Yeah.
2020, Operation Halt 2. And all of these things were so that we could illegal mining in the bud. Okay, there was an interministerial committee that was put together for the purposes of identifying the problem and also offering practical solutions to the problem. And we invested so much.
Over $400 million.
Last check, over $400 million into this whole Galamsey fight.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I mean, we've all seen that we've not really yielded any positive results from this exercise, right?
Now
the question is that do we have and say this one, you know, let's look at it from a very objective perspective, respectfully. Do you think that we have the political will,
yes,
as a nation, that for once this one has the potency of killing our water bodies, of destroying the lungs of the country, okay, has the potency of creating a situation where we would have to import water. And so, on the basis of that, no matter whose interest will be affected, we are dealing with this and addressing it head on. Do we have that political will?
We had it from the get-go. We had it from the get-go.
Not to politicize this whole matter.
Yeah.
But I am very confident, without any iota of hesitation in my mind, fortified in my belief, that the only reason why we have not been able to deal with this matter is because of serious political involvement.
Of course.
And that, you know, there is evidence of people who have said that, oh, because the party needs money, because of this, because of that, you know, some flimsy, unjustified reasons. You know, and then they go into the bushes and they mine. Some of them don't even have licenses and things like that. So if you look at
no illegal miner has the license.
Absolutely, I agree with you. So if you take a step back and you listen to all of these things that are happening, and with the investments made by government in an attempt to dealing with this matter, and we have not still been able to resolve it, haven't you lost hope, really?
I haven't.
And how do we now? How should we be convinced? How should we be convinced?
We need to change our style.
The military people, the police people that we send into the bushes will not go and take bribes and not allow these people to continue to do it.
You know what? I had somebody this morning, and I seem to agree with him. He said, if you deploy the military to go and do an operation and report to a civilian, it's challenging.
I like that.
You get it? So you have deployed the army. They take orders from a command structure. Now he's going to arrest and will take orders from the district chief executive or something. You get it? And some of them, let's be honest with ourselves. In fact, this government has even sacked some of the DCs because of their involvement in Galamsey. Bosome Frehon DC is a case study. The DANSO. So if the military is going and will be taking orders from the politician at the local level and it's challenging. Now, the person's argument, which I agree with, is that take the military, hand the water bodies and the forest reserve to them. They are taking command from Thomas Opon Pepra, Lieutenant General, okay? And then Lieutenant General, will then report to the Commander-in-Chief. Okay, so the operations is from the top to the down, military and the police, IGP also, you know. So these two people will be taking the decisions and report to the president. Then, council, you know that there's a Papratam Forest Reserve, people are going in there. Yeah. Then the helicopter moves over the forest and sprays the forest. Will somebody be taking mining gold there?
That's what I'm asking, whether we have them.
That's steel bolts. We had it from the get-go, but the way things got to the way it is now, it's sad, to be honest with you. When I look at the water bodies, I think we need to vary our approach and see. We have to be ruthless if we really want to, you know, protect our water bodies and our forest reserve. People go with reckless abandon, enter the forest, and you know they are mining, cutting down trees, left, right, and center.
But you see, the argument
all of us must be together. I think we need to involve the chiefs too in this.
We'll come to the chiefs because I know they're implicit and complicit in all of these things. But the argument has been advanced, you know, quite forcefully, that the only reason why some of these illegal miners, or most of these illegal miners, will boldly enter the forests and go and cut down trees, okay, destroy cocoa farms, and ever so brazenly mine illegally, is because they have the express and explicit support of political elites.
Possible.
You know what I mean?
We have Chinatowns close to forest reserves and foreigners having guns, protecting their mining enclaves and I mean, it cannot have the audacity
without some support,
power behind. And I think we need to look, we are in power. Let me tell you. So when I was contesting for the Central Regional Secretary, I moved around. You know, we've paid the price for some of our. You know, most of the mining areas have been our stronghold. Okay. Yeah, we lost Dintra West, for instance. We lost it. When I got to that enclave, one of the questions they asked me was that, George, this mining issue and as the regional secretary, what steps are you going to take to assure that time the ban was there and so the ban will be lifted for we are small scale miners, and that's been our livelihood and so we want you to assure us that you take steps to ensure that this thing is lifted. And I spoke about responsible mining and alternative ways that can be adopted so that you will not destroy the forest and water bodies and You get it? That was my engagement. But I could see that they were serious about these mining, the ban and and it indeed affected us because these people were officers, executives of the party, and they were asking. I thought I knew it was for the interest of the majority of the people whose livelihood is dependent on mining in the area. You get it? But we need to look at it as a nation holistically and see how we can go about it. If we are having legitimate mining, is there a way we are going to protect the water bodies so that people will not drift into the water bodies, put some fine in and be doing it? When we were growing up, they were mining, but we were using pickaxe and shovels and go. They would dig deep, go in and come out at the end of the day with this thing. But this time there are sophisticated machines that are being used. And people make the argument, when the machines arrive in Tema, they are cut on low loaders and others to the site. Yeah. Don't we see it?
Charlie.
You know, we need to revise our way of the fight. Otherwise, you know, as of now, I admit that it's challenged and it's very difficult.
Good morning to you, KOD. Hajia has defeated you. and I'm happy you honorably conceded. Kudos to the affable Hajia. KOD on the Galamsey issue. The last person should not be Mr. AC to proffer solutions from the Baulaya and the MPP's manifesto to strengthen the Geological Survey Department and establishment of a mineral bank to deal with the menace of Galamsey. The MPP still have 90 days to show any commitment in ensuring that Galamsey is being fiercely fought before the NDC takes over on the 1st of January 2025.
They are not taking over. Baumia is continuing.
Stephen Penn in Wa sent in this one.
There are mining areas too in the north.
I'm told.
Yes. The Bole area, the Nangode area, yes. I was trying to source.
You know, yesterday I received a message from somebody from the voter and he says, Charlie, they today have gold. If we are not careful, they destroy the voter.
The cleanest water now is the water.
Yes. Look at how foolish we are. Anyway. Traffic, good morning to you. This man AC comes talking about what should be done, but never telling us whether the government is doing it or why the government is not doing it, as if he's telling us. He is there speaking for the party in power. The MPP, he's always saying if. Who is to do it? Then and when? I expect you
I told you where we started from.
The whys and the why nots. I think he explained himself, so there was no need asking any.
I told you where we started and where we have got into. So. And what we intend doing going forward.
All right. Alaji Hamza in Pig Farm says, good morning to you, brother. We should be truthful to ourselves in this country and speak the truth for once without any fear or favor. President Akufo-Addo lacks political will to fight Galamsey in this country. This is the same president who sent an LI 2462 to Parliament to be passed to allow mining in our forest reserve to go on. And when we complain, the majority chief whip tells us that the NDC has polluted the waters more than that was an unfortunate comment, to be honest. This is irresponsible and shameful. Thank you very much. He says he greets you.
Yeah.
He wishes you well. Let me come to you. How do you now on this kind of issue?
KOD.
Yes, sir.
It is strange when my colleague IEC appears to create an impression that the declaration of a fight against Galamsey is not a failure. Indeed, if you go into an examination with the intention of getting A, you end up getting F. Certainly, you will not come out to tell me that because your intention was to get A and you got F, means that you've done so well. The objective of the fight, the question we must ask, has it been achieved? That is a critical question. What is the objective of the declaration to fight Galamsey? It was meant to keep our ecosystem, our water bodies clean, our forests still intact. Mining, as it is not a bad thing. And because mining is capital intensive, and over a period, the country recognized that because it's capital intensive, local business people do not have what it takes to do what we call the scale, large scale mining. Yeah. And so Ghana as a state decided to just give a certain consideration of enacting a law, a regulation, to enable the locals who have a little resources to venture into the mining system that we call small-scale mining. But even that, it is regulated. It is the duty and responsibility of the state to ensure that as you license an individual to engage in small scale, he will conform to the regulations as prescribed by law. But you see, we have allowed greed to overtake us. Personal interest is paramount to us. You cannot fight such a menace by way of only confining yourself to the area where the activities is going on. It is important as you fight or you engage in that fight to educate the larger population, because you see the consequences of what the Galamseyers are doing, the effect of it will not only affect those living within the vicinity, it has a larger effect on the Ghanaian population. An example is the news this week about the rate at which our water bodies have been polluted, and the Ghana Water Company claiming that they are unable to produce to the capacity needed within a certain catchment area. And that is the consequences of an activity happening within a very small catchment area, but the effect we are feeling it. Today, when you open your tap water, and I do not think, I keep asking myself whether there are Ghanaians who drink from the tap water that we get from our homes, because when you open your tap, the color and the nature of the water that comes out of the tap, it does not even encourage you to drink. And now we have to spend money to buy what we call these mineral waters, etc. But you see, the MPP, the declaration to fight Galamsey, for me, was part of the scam which this government has used to hoodwink the people of this country. President Nana Addo Kufuor-Addo, the first time I listened to him making that declaration, I said, there he goes again. Another way of deceiving the people of this country. In fact, when he made that declaration, you recall, he said that people are saying, if you engage in the fight, you will not win the next election. And he said that, who told them that his face will even be on the ballot for the 2020 election? He made that pronouncement as he made those declaration. But it was not a genuine declaration as usual. As I made reference earlier with the $1 cedi, $1 statement he made, that if it were to be him, he would have resigned and apologized to the people of this country. This declaration of fighting the Galamsey was a monumental failure, and indeed the scorecard is the polluted water at Pra. JM has never run away from it. He made reference to a comment made by JM. But you see, if you want to resolve an issue like Galamsey or any other issues that are critical, where people can make so much money, you don't just go for the boys. You assess the kingpins who are financing. The young boys who have been convicted for Galamsey, etc., they are only a vehicle being used by some kingpin sitting somewhere. Let me cite a classical example of how a civilized country addresses some of these things. Amwati, you recall. When Amwati, American security was surveying or civilizing, placed a surveillance on Amwati. You know that Amwati was not the first person to be arrested. There was a guy called Ajay who was arrested. And the American security apparatus decided to go into an agreement with him for him to lead them to the kingpin himself. So instead of Ajay being used as an accuser, he was used as a witness against Amwati in court. A civilized country use these tactics to get at those who are really causing the harm to society and communities at large. And you only go and pick those who are just vulnerable, the weak, because of economic difficulties, they decide to allow themselves to be used. You pick them and convict them. And then I'm saying that no, that is not the way to go. Those people are just victims. And so, should I get the opportunity, I will get them released, because as we speak, these are people who have shown remorse. And we'll go after the kingpins. Just yesterday, the Fourth Estate released a picture and names of people behind Galamsey with their pictures. Majority of them are MPP kingpins, claiming they are occupying offices, appointees of government. And we are being told that Nana Addo is committed in fighting Galamsey. Chief, look, it has been said that when the last tree dies, the last man dies. Today, under this government, they are invading our forest reserve. Even to the extent that the president was the one defending the issue of Akunta mining. When the report came out that Akunta mining is engaged in illegal mining, it was the president, as usual, clearing agent, cleared them that no, they were not engaging in any illegal mining, when evidence has proven that that is what they are doing. And you want me to believe that Nana Addo Dankwa, you see, I am not the smartest person, but at least God has given me a gift. If you are a dishonest person, I look through in your eyes, I can say that you are a dishonest person. Since day one, I am telling you, since day one, looking at Nana Addo, I knew Nana Addo would be worse. So I am not surprised that Manasseh Azuri, all of them have been hoodwinked to believe that Nana Addo has the magic wand to resolve the challenges confronting the people of this country. Galamsey, the Nana Addo and his appointees are deeply involved. In fact, when they declared this fight, you recall they suspended activities on mining. They did. Yes. And they decided to introduce what we call community mining. I have listened to one man who said that, look, the community mining is Galamsey. Now, why, the question we must be asking is that, why would anybody want to be engaging in something that is even detrimental to his own life? The processes of securing license is so cumbersome. And for which reason, JM, having had the opportunity of presiding over this country, knowing very well with his experience, he proposed that he is going to decentralize the mineral resource. He's going to decentralize the issuance of licenses. You mean you go to Boku, you can get mineral, you can get mineral. I am asking you, going where? Yes, give me mention one that have issued a license to somebody. So when you make the processes of getting licenses cumbersome, you are likely to get people going against it. Now, for me, I think that to get this fight achieved, it is important to add education. We must not only be going into the bush and chasing Galamseyers. It's important to put together a commercial, advertise on TV, just like under Kufo, when Aliu Muhammad champions campaign against indiscipline, where the actions of your indiscipline, the results of it, the impact on other people's life, etc. If you get such commercials, where the entire country, every now and then, you have GTV publicizing it, we will all appreciate the danger in which those activities of Galamsey is posing to us.
You don't need that. It's important. But the water body itself that we are watching is enough to show us.
No, but you see, no, but that's what I'm saying, that we still.
Everybody knows it. But yes. So you have to constantly
remind the people and let them understand. You see, you go and cut down you go and cut down. You see, when you go to the community,
you know there's traffic lights.
Yes.
Red means stop. Everybody knows it. But there's red part and somebody.
Exactly. So the only thing, enforcement of the law is what distinct us with other countries.
People sell on the pavement. If you go to Makola Market right now, the road has been taken over by. I mean, the pedestrian road has been taken over by people who sell.
It is sad. And for me,
that's your country.
I am not surprised.
And if your people are engaged in Galamsey, you think that that is symptomatic of
the level
the debilitating retrogressive.
I am saying that the Fourth Estate yesterday released the names of appointees of government.
Wow.
And
you see, let me tell you
with their pictures.
Hold on.
In fact, who are behind and he mentioned their names.
Honorable, just maybe they'll be in court. Hold on, just maybe we are.
But that is a strategy you usually use to stop people from exposing you.
Just maybe we are looking at this whole issue of Galamsey in the wrong way.
Yes, that's what
just maybe we are not fighting. Yes. Maybe it's a deep-seated, character of the Ghanaian. And we must begin to look at that, because see, and Alan in his manifesto talks about mindset change, mentality change. Because
it's also in this about on the 7th February vision.
This concept of or this mentality of
this document, the possibility mindset.
That because others think that because there's no job, so the easiest way to survive is to go into Galamsey.
Yes.
And I'm saying that in UK, the reason why the youth there will not go and do that is that the laws in the works. If you then make a mistake of going against the law, you will not find any politician that will call a policeman or any law enforcement agency to say that release him is my boy. There is no mercy, there's no favor. You are treated equally before the law, whether you are a president down to the downtrodden. And I'm saying that the Ghanaian, when he travels outside, he behaves in conformity with what is happening or pertaining in that country.
Yeah, because it's not his country.
It's not because it's not country. It's because the laws there work.
Look, yesterday there was a video of some Africans who are selling on the street of New York. I don't know if you've seen that video. Okay. They were selling shoes, ladies' shoes, on the street of New York. Then when they saw the police, they had to pack and run away. That's how it starts. I'm saying that in Africa, there's that sense of entitlement. That it is my country. Do you understand? Yeah. And that is why people flagrantly flout the laws.
And the political blackmail.
You see?
You recall, hold on, I'll explain something to you. Because
Kwame, you see, I, as an individual, when we talk of integrity, that somebody has an integrity, it is not what he does outside, people see you. It is what you do when nobody looks at you. Suppressing and advising yourself, telling yourself in the quiet moment of your time where nobody is watching you, you decide to do what is right. I recall in my area, Tankaslai has a very big football park. Now, by nature of that park, when you are driving, entering into the area, the community, it appears that the park is just like a runabout. You have vehicles driving on the left side when they know that at the around the runabout, you don't drive at the left side.
Why?
But go to the community and ask about me since I started driving. They'll tell you. There are people who will confirm to you that they've never seen me passing the left side. Somebody stopped me and asked me, I said, about what is, the law says that pass the right side.
Okay.
I have a driving license. But you have people with driving license decides to do what they want and what they choose convenient to them.
I'm saying that you're not wrong.
When we follow,
what I'm saying is
yeah.
that we normalize wrongdoing in this country. So
the community sometimes, look, because if for instance, listen,
you
if our community decides,
do you know how? Let me describe them as illegal. Illegal bus stops emerge because one person will start. Nobody will question the person, because when you question the person, they will say you are trying to take food away from their mouth. So then the second person comes, then the third person comes, then the fourth person comes. Right now, look at what's it called, Accra Mall.
Yeah.
Look at how the buses parade themselves there, and we are all watching. Okay, and then it will become a menace. This Galamsey situation didn't start just today. If we wanted to deal with it, we would have dealt with it. But after all, it was not at the time affecting our water body. So is it not one or two people? No, come. We are all complicit. NBC is complicit. NPP is complicit. You cannot take away. No, you cannot take out. You cannot take out the lack of political will by the NDC in also starting that fight against Galamsey. Because you see, maybe during your time it wasn't up to this level, and so you could have done something about it. But at the time, because it was not destroying our water bodies, you refuse or failed to do something about it. Now
now see why there's a need for reset.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That we must have it.
If they are promising us to upgrade, it simply means that they want to deepen our rules. You see now the reason why there's a need for reset. So that at least that mindset, and you listen to their flag bearer. Listen to their flag bearer. Oh, when you vote for me, I would have 8 years. I'll come back to you again. So whatever that he will do, in his mind, he would it's not accountability. He will not do what is right. How? He will do what will make him gain another vote. And you understand? So the point must be made clear that the MPP serve as a danger to our own survival. Retaining them in power for another 4 year. I am telling you the worst thing that should happen to the people of
All right. Thank you, Honorable. Look, I just want us to approach this thing from a non-partisan perspective. And that's why I'm trying for us to look at the way forward. Because
the spraying of the forest
because as it is now, with the grace of respect, we need a radical approach.
That's it.
Because it appears that the Ghanaian doesn't respect the laws. So we must take the fight to them. Okay? I can agree. People say, there are no jobs, there are no jobs. But if there are no jobs, must we all engage in illegalities?
No, but the state has even given you the opportunity to engage in
small
control
community mining.
Community mining is just Galamsey. They just came and introduced it. It's Galamsey. It's Galamsey. Tell me who is engaged in that. It's Galamsey. But it's Galamsey.
I think
it's Galamsey.
I think that honorable.
It's Galamsey.
We must move beyond this extreme partisanship and look at fostering.
No, but you see, you cannot move beyond that when people have promised. You must hold people fit to a fire of accountability.
I agree.
Now, asking questions about what we were promised, it's not being partisanship.
I agree.
It is only asking the right questions.
I agree.
We were assured that we will take the fight to ensure that our water bodies are protected.
I agree.
And so it's not partisanship.
Let's look at this scenario. You have a girlfriend. You promised to marry the girl in 2017. 2017, it gets to 2017, you do not marry the girl. Okay?
You have failed.
So you have failed. Yes, obviously you have failed. Yes. So now are you going to now go back to 2015 when I made the promise to now ask me when I did not fulfill that obligation in 2017? So the question then becomes, how do I ensure that moving beyond 2017 you fulfill that obligation to me?
You see, it's important to even look at the circumstances that led to the failure.
Yes.
You can agree to give the person another chance on the basis of reason for the failure.
Right.
If those reasons are really, really beyond his capability, you can
That's a logical explanation. I understand now. good point. Very good point.
That is it.
No, very good point.
So the point must be made clear that as for this administration, they have just failed. They have messed up this country. It's important that we should allow them to account for their stewardship. And that can only happen when they are voted out of power.
Thank you very much. Electoral Commission rejects NDC's request for live telecast of PVR meeting.
Quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
Institutions that operate on the basis of fairness and transparency must not run away
from accountability.
That will let the people of this country be assured that indeed they remain committed to those qualities or those ideals. I thought this is a fantastic opportunity for the J. Mensah EC administration to reassure the people of Ghana, particularly when we have surveys that have indicated the reduction in trust on the activities of the Electoral Commission. I thought this would have given them an opportunity to reassure the Ghanaian people. When I read their refusal that they will not accept, I said, wow, if you know you don't have anything to hide, you don't run away from showing the people. In fact, Electoral Commission duty and responsibility, even though per the Constitution, they are not supposed to be under the control or influence of any authority.
True.
But they are supposed to serve the interests of the people of this country. The Ghanaian people, they are in fact acting in trust to the Ghanaian people. The point must be made clear, is the Ghanaian people they are supposed to be accountable to. Political parties are, if I should say, stakeholders. Political parties are also members of the Ghanaian people, are members of the political parties. And so when political parties identify anomalies and they are raising the issues, sometimes in the minds of many, people think that they are only doing partisanship and they want to run down the image and integrity of the EC. So to suggest that let this meeting, as crucial as it is, to be shown to the Ghanaian people, let the accuser show what he has in terms of the anomaly detected within our register. Then the Electoral Commission says that no, we will not allow it. If indeed they are genuine mistakes, you will not run away from showing to the Ghanaian people. You provide a platform. Well, I am free. For instance, the presidential what is the petition?
Yeah.
It has not been a normal practice within our judiciary to allow media into our courtrooms. But because of the public interest and to assure the people of this country that the judiciary will do right and do good, decided that, okay, let's allow the public to see what is happening. Even that, it has not even taken away the doubt in the minds of many Ghanaians, but at least it has reduced some kind of suspicion on the biases of the judiciary. The Electoral Commission is a critical institution of state. These are institutions that has in fact, if the Electoral Commission doesn't conduct itself well, it has the potential of destabilizing this country.
Precisely.
And that is the more reason why J. Mensah, Bosman, Asari should be extremely careful. Anytime I listen to Bosman Asari, it appears his political biases always manifest in his speech when he talks. And he doesn't speak like a neutral referee. And that is sad. And I keep saying that when you have individuals operating within institutions that is supposed to be neutral, you try as much as possible to suppress your biases. You don't demonstrate to let the people know that no, you belong to this side. Any effort by the Electoral Commission to shortchange the people of this country will be disastrous to us. And I think that the Electoral Commission has once again missed a fantastic opportunity. But my advice to my political party is that let not only say the things we are saying, we must get a media house once the Electoral Commission has refused, because we are giving them an opportunity in their presence. Whilst they are watching, you demonstrate. Electoral Commission says that they are going to split some of the polling stations because of the sheer number of people who have registered there. Now, you do that without giving an indication of where you are placing the individual. Now, I go, when they display the register, I went to where I usually vote, presented my card, my name was checked and verified and confirmed. Others may find no need to go and do it, even though I felt that it is critical and important you do so because of the nature and the way Electoral Commission keeps conducting themselves. It's important you go, because else on the day of voting, you go with your pain and anger, wanting to vote against Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the MPP, and you go and they'll tell you that your name is not there. Exactly. And that will be quite sad, because the person will also say, no, I won't agree. But do you know that in 2020 election, we have had a situation where the communication director of the MPP, Richard went to his polling station, the name wasn't there, and then he voted. He was allowed to vote. Now, the recent registration, he went and registered. And I was a bit confused, because once you were able to vote in 2020, what it simply means is that your name has been captured. And so probably your biometrics is what having been able to
register.
He registered.
He didn't go to register.
Well,
he wanted to ensure that the name. Yes.
But the point must be made clear that I am frightened by what I have observed, that if things are not done right, we are likely to, and most of these anomalies happens within the strong rules of the NDC. You create chaotic situation, you disallow people. In fact, Haruna is asking the Electoral Commission, you know that the spare batteries they were supposed to have in terms of a support to the 75,000 BVD that they have, they only purchase 5,000 for the entire country. And Haruna is saying that 5,000 is too small. And let me conclude by saying that Jane Adukwe Mensah, you are not there to serve the interest of a group of people. You are there to serve the interest of the Ghanaian people. The Ghanaian people's tax is what is being used to pay you. You have numerous soldiers around you. But hey, when the day of reckoning comes, those soldiers will not rescue you. All right. Do what is right, conduct a fair election, let the winner enjoy, and let the loser at least know that I have lost fairly. If not, you plunge this country into
chaos. Thank you.
Chaotic situation.
Mr. Easy, take us over.
Yeah, Council. You see, when the NDC speaks this way, sometimes I say, hey, is this the NDC? When my wonderful woman that I admire, who is playing a major role in the Ogua Festival now. You remember, you know the person? Charlotte. She's playing a major role in the 25th anniversary of Osaberima and then the 60th anniversary. Thank you to her team. Yeah, Queen, yes. Nana, when she was in charge and all that, the Supreme Court of the land, to which KWAME is an officer. Officer of the court. Indeed. In Abu Ramadan versus the electoral. Yes, and I'm proud of you, my brother. Yeah. You showed me persistent pace. You fought. I swear.
Traveling to Gambia
and coming back, Rwanda, and coming back and say no, the process. Ghana must recognize some of these things. But you shouldn't stop that fight. You should keep pushing it.
Yes, if we grew up in Asantima Mponzungu, and then Achema Sapo,
and your uncle is Justice Jasayo. Yes, you have no choice. You have no choice. Jasayo, a prominent judge.
Yes. You grew up in Tema. Community 1, side 17. Then you go license.
And you travel on the Jessica. Yeah, and you see, the Supreme Court gave a ruling that people who use health insurance, blah, blah, I don't want to recount that. And so the register ought to be purged. They said they could do it. Some of us felt that should have been abandoned, a new registration. But the purging was done, and still people were on it with health insurance as their base document, or source document. The NDC insisted we voted in 2016 with that register. In fact, we didn't let my vote count. We were whipped. David Asante, the one now people praise, was beaten along with my boss, Gabi Asarachi Nako. I said boss because of the communication.
You won with the register.
They treat you well. Whip! Whip!
You to the people.
Me, I run. You know me easier.
Gandhi was whisked away by Sakazana.
They treat you well. You get it? But that notwithstanding, council. On another station, I commended the NDC. I said it openly that what they've identified, the EC has admitted it.
It's good for democracy.
It's good. And I was happy. I said, look, initially people, the EC, we know there's this antagonistic relationship between the two of them. But when they pointed it out, the EC went to work and saw that, oh, indeed what NDC is talking about is germane. And they've taken steps to rectify them. Okay? And it's part of these that they've said, come and let's go into the details.
We demanded for
yes. So they say, if you demand and they say we don't have time for you, what will you do? You even pointed things and they say a Jumaku issue, Tamale, Sagnerugu, and Pusiga. Yes, all these things they went into and they've seen the genuineness of the challenges you are talking. But they say they are genuine challenge, infractions and discrepancies that they've identified, and they are rectifying. Yes, they are. No, some of them, you see, the transfer is being piled and all that. This thing can be easily rectified, and they say, come and let's do those things. So fine. The BVR, no, that's what is the essence of giving you the register? For you to go and sleep? No, but it's for you to go through it. No, you let me finish. You made your point. No, this one you got it a day before, right? We all know all parties got it a day before.
No, you were giving it before.
No, all of us got it a day before. No, please stop that.
Stop
that propaganda. Stop that propaganda.
It's not propaganda.
Oh, please. Now let's go, council. Now the EC has identified and said we correct all that. We praise the NDC that yes, you saw this. The EC, I praise the EC as well for not going to sleep, but going into the details of the challenges the NDC had brought up. One of the key challenges is these BVR machines, which I understand somebody around, is this Sumo Koforidia or somewhere, was in Sarum, was seen holding one and arrested, accosted and all that. So then it tells you there's something. Some are making the argument that there are CCTV cameras at the warehouse and co. Council, what is the evidence that indeed the thing was stolen at the warehouse? Maybe it was in transit. When we finish using it, I'm coming. It's possible that when they were moving the thing, somebody took it away. It's possible. But whatever it is, does that have the propensity or potency of affecting the process? If yes, the EC must sit down with all the political parties. The NDC has the opportunity to invoke emergency IPAC meeting. I said it the other time. So that at that meeting, they can put their case across. Does it need to be beamed live? I don't think so. It's not a court hearing. It's not a court hearing. You are not going to make a case. Maybe you have a mischievous mind. They need to listen to you first and conclude that, oh, okay, you have a genuine case. Let's put it in the public domain. What if they start beaming and you come and your mischief is all you are putting out? What happens? Even in alternative dispute council, people engage the parties first before you start that meeting. You don't just go into it. The NDC will know you. You can have some mischief packed. And then National TV, you are rolling it out, then there's trouble. No. Let's be sure. Go to IPAC. Go and make your case at that point. The EC says, let's meet. When they meet, you show them and they see that, oh, these are germane things. There are 4 hours that we can use to address them. So please, the issues of let's go, the courts, Supreme Court agreed. In fact, in recent times, they've been doing that often, and I commend them, the Chief Justice and others. When it is of national interest, they say, let's go and make the case on national TV for everybody to see. So your case, go and meet them. When you're able to convince them that this thing, ABC, maybe they'll say, let's meet at IPAC, where all stakeholders are, including Council Kwame OWUSO DANSO's Forum for Accountable Governance. And my good friend Franklin Kujo and his vice, who are now on different, they are not disagreeing. They are supporting different causes. Listen. And that's good for the organization and civil society. They'll be there. Political parties will be there. We'll discuss and we'll make progress. So, Council, I think the EC is within their remit. Nobody should dictate to them. Article 42 or so of the Constitution empowers them. You know, Honorable Haruna, you know. So, don't force them to do what they You see? So, please, let Council do his job. Let EC do their job.
Hassan Tampoli has done a very important and surprising act this morning. And if somebody does something that is good, you commend the person. So this morning, one of our viewers sent me a long text message, sort of like an email or a letter, highlighting some concerns that they have, and requested that I forwarded same to Hassan Tampoli, which I did. I didn't even read the content. So the gentleman, the heading is Appeal for Health Insurance Office in Patinga. Then to Honorable Hassan Tampoli and relevant authorities. So we, the residents of Patinga and surrounding villages, urgently appeal for the establishment of health insurance office in our community. The lack of accessible health insurance services is causing significant hardship, particularly for pregnant women and the elderly. Currently, residents, including pregnant women and the elderly, must travel to Gushegu to access health insurance services. This journey is both physically tasking and financially burdensome, especially for those who need to renew their coverage. The situation is untenable, especially for those already struggling with health issues and financial constraints. So key concerns: financial burden, inaccessibility, impact on pregnant women and the elderly. Then they request establishment of health insurance office in Patinga to provide convenient and affordable access to health insurance services. And they claim that it will significantly enhance the well-being of the residents there and reduce financial strain and ensure that everyone, especially pregnant women and the elderly, can access health care they need without unnecessary hardships. Addressing this critical need will also strengthen MPP support within the Patinga zone, a key area for securing victory in the Gushegu constituency. Historically, achieving over 60% of the vote in Patinga has been crucial for winning the constituency. The MPP has previously benefited from strong support in Patinga, and resolving the issue will further solidify that support. We urge you, Honorable Alhassan Tampoli, to take swift action to address this pressing issue. Your intervention is essential for improving the health and quality of life of the people in Patinga, and will contribute to increasing MPP support in the community. Thank you for your attention and support. Sincerely, the residents of Patinga. And he sent it to me and said, we emphasize the specific challenges faced by pregnant women, with emphasis on specific challenges faced by pregnant women and the elderly, which should underscore the urgency of the request. Then he forwarded it to me. His name is Titi Kamara. He said, please support us, share it to us and Tampoli. And then I forwarded it to him. I forwarded it to him around 8:57, and then he responds at 9:58. That was quite swift. And then he says, oh, thanks for sending it. My brother, I think about, he's trying to share, he's trying to explain that it is a chicken and egg situation, because he says that he was in that particular same community where amongst the things that the people requested, the health insurance office is really the least of them, because the people are looking for, potable drinking water and health facilities. Okay, so I think, so if we get you a hospital, then you don't have to go to Gushegu. You know, so amongst the things, so let me just read it. So no one needs to be physically present before an officer to renew their health insurance. The local, my local friends and family are familiar with the short code for the renewal. I was in Patinga area for about 3 days last week, and I visited every community in that area and interacted with the chiefs, youth, women, and even pregnant women. And not a single request was made for health insurance office. The women need potable drinking water and health facilities, and not health insurance renewal at this moment. As a matter of fact, the health insurance office in Gushegu had a desk in Patinga some time ago when the renewal wasn't digitalized. Now it is digitalized. I have had engagements with the assembly members of I hope I got it right, Nakunga and Maziyun electoral areas as well, and there was no mention of health insurance office. The overwhelming dominant request is the senior high school for Patinga, which I'm currently constructing for the area. Look, Hassan Tampuli, you are young. We are maybe about the same age. Look, I wish you all the best.
Let me find out. Do you get the card through digitization?
Apparently,
you have to go to the office.
No renewal,
but his argument is that because you can renew through the mobile phone, serve the purpose. But I'm saying that if somebody who want to enroll, he has to travel from that distance to. But so they wanted this convenient where you have an office there. So even if it is a container,
he's not saying. Some people's needs. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that he's downplaying the relevance of that. I'm only saying that in this material movement, what the people need are the things that
he has done his own evaluation and come to the conclusion that probably it will be the list of concern. But I think that it can also help by getting, even if it is a container, and then dedicate a desk from the Gushegu town.
He's watching.
I'm sure he would. The essence of leadership is to take away pressure
from people, from the
difficulties, challenges, and I think that his response is just timely. He has done so well. Some of them probably, if really you want to serve the people, it's important that their needs are considered and taken care of.
The good thing is that one person I admire.
No, he's a very calm, quiet guy.
I say, how can you be CEO of it?
And then you go and send the people. So please, as for Hassan Tampuli, to be honest with you, we shouldn't fail him. You know, there are people who were gainfully employed and making millions of seats. But they said, you know what? I don't want to, spend this money. I want to serve my people.
That's all.
You know, so look, we may belong to different political parties, but Charlie, the commitment levels, like this man, he's fought several times to, represent his people. He was not given the opportunity because the people really don't appreciate, the kind of investment he's made.
I dress too much.
It's our struggle. It's our struggle.
It's our seat. We are now.
Listen, on this note,
yes, it's our seat.
On this note, let me say a big thank you to Hassan Tampuli for swiftly responding to the request that has been made by the people through my platform. And for those of you who are watching, if perhaps maybe Hassan Tampuli himself is not watching, tell him that we appreciate his timely intervention, and we wish him all the best, all the very best, all the very, very, very best. Thank you very much, George.
Tell him to stop dressing.
Thank you, Alidu. No, you dress too much.
That is a product. That is what makes us.
So
my name is Kwame OWUSO DANSO. It's been an absolute pleasure coming your way with today's edition of Good Morning Africa. And finally, let me say a big thank you to Reverend Father Jojo Jepi Gabra. Reverend Father, I know.
He's my friend.
And
greetings to him.
Yes, and
he does mischief.
And Professor Yadom, Kwame Sebe Yadom. Good morning to you, and thank you very much.
Good morning.
Amidu.
My uncle.
Oh, okay. Your uncle is watching. Good morning to you. And your friend, your auntie, Ajia Nafisa.
In Cape Coast.
No, he's in Cape. I'll be honored to meet the development chief.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be honored to meet the development chief. I wish
once a while she can get an opportunity to come and speak
on the community. Yeah, what is happening in the community. Like on that note, let me say a big thank you to you. My name is KWAME OWUSO DANSO Esquire. I'll see you on Monday. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Esquire.